In the opening, we see a priestess, and let me tell you, she's not just feeling a little warm under the collar. This girl is hot and horny like, might just even do the deed. Unfortunately, she's currently being peer pressured by an actual demon into God knows what is going on with our MC in the middle of all this. Like, bro, how are you just standing there watching all this madness unfold? Our poor MC looks like he's absolutely drowning in these hot priestesses. And let's be real, it's not the holy water he's worried about from the looks of it. This guy might just get sucked alive, and I'm talking full-on spiritual and physical exhaustion here. Send a prayer for this man, but before we get into the clapping stuff, and trust me, it's gonna be one wild symphony of cheeks. 2 hours earlier, during Seika's birthday party, all the sisters are handing out gifts like it's Christmas morning, while our boy Ishiki is standing outside, mentally preparing for the big move he's about to propose. Now, here's the thing, even though every sister there is insanely cute, Ishiki's not here for just any girl. It's Seika's kindness that really makes her shine. Well, that and a couple of other things. You know, the kind of personality that comes with some serious bounce, but of course, being cute alone wasn't enough to make Ishiki want to pop the question. Oh no, turns out her massive tits played a major part in winning him over too. This man had a whole fantasy ready to go like a kid who hasn't seen his mom in a week and is ready to jump right into the soft embrace Ishiki snaps out of it, smacking himself in the face when he realizes he's not exactly a passionate lover, but more like a man of culture. Bro had to check himself before he completely turned into a thirsty simp right in front of the birthday girl. To add to his mental breakdown, he starts trash-talking a statue of God. Yeah, you heard that right. This man is out here telling the Almighty that he's gonna steal Seika away today. 3 years of flipping burgers at McDonald's, moderating Discord chats, and a solid 4 years of no dating experience. It's no wonder he's out here challenging God himself. Dude's straight up having a schizo-level convo with the big man upstairs, but Ishiki quickly realizes if he's gonna pull Seika, he's gotta dial back this unspoken rivalry with the Lord Almighty. Bro, you can't beat God at this game. Just shoot your shot like a normal person. Suddenly, Seika sneaks up on him, and both of them almost have a heart attack on the spot. Man, my guy's about to die before he even gets to propose. Tragic, this little scare sends waves of second-hand embarrassment throughout the sisters inside, and even they're cringing at the awkwardness. Seika, sweet as always, wonders if Ishiki's planning to pray to God today, but Ishiki stumbles through his words, explaining that he's here to celebrate her special day instead. He nervously hands her a bouquet of flowers. And smooth recovery, my dude. Props for not fainting. Seika, being the sweet and innocent soul she is, happily thanks Ishiki for the surprise, mentioning her noble goal of becoming a better sister to everyone and, of course, for God. Yeah, we get it, God's got first dibs, but can a man at least get a second in line? Type of deal here. Even the statue of God can probably feel Ishiki's skyrocketing jealousy as he nervously asks if she'll never want to get married to someone. Away from a full-on existential crisis, Seika hits him with the truth bomb. Being a sister is like a committed relationship to God. Ah yes, God eternal, all-powerful, and apparently Ishiki's biggest competition. That's why she's trying to keep her heart and body pure, free from all temptations. A K.A. with no sinful thoughts, no wandering hands, and definitely no late-night alone time. Oh, and then she casually drops the fact that there's a horny demon locked up in the church's BDSM basement. Wait, what? Is this a church? Or a secret fantasy dungeon? But Seika, ever the innocent one, quickly changes the subject, brushing off these old teachings and advising Ishiki to also avoid acting on any immoral desires. Poor guy's probably sweating bullets, trying not to think about all the immoral desires he's already had within the last 10 minutes. Then she makes her move. No, not that kind of move. She holds Ishiki's hands, encouraging him to join their prayer with a pure heart. And yeah, good luck with that. This man's about 2 seconds away from an absolute mental breakdown, of course. Our cultured protagonist, bless his heart, can't help but violate her teachings. In his head, bro's running a whole highlight reel of impure thoughts and wondering if there's a way to turn this prayer session into a very different kind of blessing. And naturally, he can't contain himself in front of this divine blessing, especially when she's making physical contact at the speed of a snail. Honestly, it's like watching a scene out of a rom-com, except this time, the guy's way too into it. He's blushing harder than a high school anime girl, and Seika immediately notices. A guy's face is redder than a traffic light. Someone call for backup. She wonders what's wrong. But then she suddenly realizes her own unholy actions, and what does she do? She lets go like she's been burned by the fires of hell itself. And for some reason, holding a man's hand is the lewdest act she's ever committed since leaving the womb, and she insists on punishing herself. Girl, chill. You didn't just walk into a nightclub, you held his hand before Ishiki can even blink. She abruptly runs off, probably to do some insane punishment routine, hit 10,000 push-ups, 5,000 sit-ups, and a 100-kilometer run. She's on a whole other level, our boy. Standing there shell-shocked, finally realizes that his original plan of asking for her hand in holy matrimony? Yeah, that's not happening anytime soon. Bro's in the friend zone and the holy zone at the same time. Someone light a candle for him. Meanwhile, down in the church's mysterious basement, the lock magically snaps open, and something down there starts sniffing the air. It's like it can smell Ishiki's desperation from a mile away. I mean, Bro's thirst is so strong, even the demons are catching whiffs of it with Seika out of sight. Our boy slips back into his delusional mode, and what does he do? He starts assaulting God's statue, ranting about how the Almighty is nothing but a cheater for being with all the sisters. Seriously, who picks a fight with God? That's like challenging an undefeated boss with no weapons. He's really out here imagining the worst cuck scenario ever. His dream girl is completely uninterested in him, obsessed with some otherworldly dude who's literally got a whole harem. Imagine your girl going for God, and you're just stuck like, man, how do I compete with eternal salvation? Ishiki starts spiraling, wondering if there's any possible way Seika could ever want to be by his side forever. The Bro's writing wedding vows when he can't even get a handshake. He appreciates her for turning him from a walking red flag into a semi-decent human being, all with her kindness and smile. But naturally, there's always that human reaction when you see all that kindness and smile conveniently packaged between two basketballs. Like, who's gonna blame him for wanting a little extra? Can't say I would. He starts fantasizing about Seika acting just a little bit lewder. Suddenly, he hears a voice whispering in his ear, justifying all his sinful thoughts, telling him it's totally natural. And oh no, here comes the "you're not that bad" talk from Satan's hype man. Ishiki turns around, but there's no one there. Just a weird sheep staring at him. Does he see skit posting in real life again? Or is this church secretly harboring talking farm animals to make things even weirder? The sheep starts talking, hitting him with a biology lesson. Sexual desire is one of the 3 basic needs. Like, bro, this sheep's over here, reading out of the horny 101 textbook. How is this even real life? Ishiki's convinced he needs to lay off the cocaine? Or whatever's in that holy incense, because the sheep suddenly morphs into a cloud of dark aura, and the next thing he knows, he's being engulfed in darkness. Yup, folks, that's what happens when you talk smack to God's statue. She's hovering over him, looking concerned, and wondering why he'd choose to sleep on the floor like a hobo. Seriously, dude, you're not an unemployed, homeless schizo anymore. Level up your game. He thinks twice before spilling the beans about that weird dream he just had. He knows she might decide he needs a one-way ticket to a psych hospital. Yeah, hey Seika, I had a dream about a talking sheep giving me life advice. Isn't exactly a great icebreaker. Seika explains she just came back from her isekai protagonist training, as punishment for whatever indecent thoughts she had about him. Honestly, if I had to do her punishment every time I had a naughty thought, Baki would be in therapy right now. She's acting all kinds of nice, offering to take him home. What a sweetheart. Too bad he's about to mess this up in classic Ishiki fashion. Feeling the romantic vibes returning, he starts shifting gears back to his original plan, the big proposal. He's determined to tell her about his feelings, wanting to seal their healthy relationship with some heartfelt words, and a promise to dedicate his life to her. Or isn't that sweet? What could possibly go wrong? He takes out the ring, ready to make his grand gesture. But somehow his mouth slips at the crucial moment. Instead of proposing, he stumbles over his words and suggests they engage in some lewd activities, a very different kind of relationship that's definitely not suited for this holy manga. Oh bro, you really had one job. How do you go from "will you marry me" to "let's get naughty"? It's like switching from a rom-com to an adult film in seconds. Seika's face is a picture of shock. Her jaw practically hits the floor. You can almost hear her internal monologue. Wait, did I just run a marathon for an indecent proposal instead of a holy matrimony? She's gravely disappointed, probably questioning all her life choices leading up to this moment. And the girl was ready for wedding bells, and you just gave her a one-way ticket to Adultville. Ishiki quickly apologizes, desperately claiming that wasn't his intention at all. Classic Ishiki move, nothing like a last-minute save that just makes everything worse, but in a moment of sheer confusion, he does the absolute worst thing imaginable. He grabs our holy maiden milkers. Dude, not the boobs. How did you think that would clear things up, even in this moment of desperate clarification? His body is clearly working against him. Rose sitting there thinking, my mouth and body are doing completely different things. What is happening? It's like he's in some kind of comedy of errors, and he can't figure out how he got here. As the commotion escalates, the other sisters come rushing in to investigate the ruckus. Oh boy, things are about to get real messy real quick. What a way to make an entrance. As the other sisters arrive to investigate the commotion, something strange and almost magical happens. A mysterious force suddenly transforms him into a full-on sexual predator. Like, what is this? A bad rom-com, causing him to run up to one sister, lift her skirt, and hug some fat cheeks of another one under her waist. All the sisters react in surprise and horror, except for one sister standing in the back with a big smile plastered on her face, clearly thinking, finally, it's my time to shine. Girls ready to dive into the chaos, nothing like a little drama to spice things up.
It should have been me, not him! It's not fair!
After fulfilling his and every other hot-blooded teenage male's dream in the most chaotic way possible, he suddenly reverts back to the original Ishiki, now filled with panic and confusion. Bro, what just happened? Did I just black out and become a walking disaster? They're all gearing up to have God punish him for his outrageous behavior. Yikes, that sounds like a divine smackdown. Might want to start praying, dude, because you might just be getting your pee chopped. Our MC is desperately crying for his PP, wailing like it's the end of the world. And just when it seems like he's about to meet his divine punishment, Seika swoops in to interrupt the impending chaos, trying to defend his innocence. Talk about a dramatic entrance. It's like she's the hero in this absurd comedy. She confidently tells the sisters that she knows him very well and insists he can't possibly do these erotic things. Oh, bless her heart, she's really trying to save him from this mess. But girl, have you seen what he just did? Our MC, seeing this glimmer of hope, cries out, you're an angel, seriously. If she doesn't get a halo after this, I don't know what will. Seika begins her holy big brain analysis, trying to figure out why our MC suddenly flipped into erotic mode. Is she about to drop some wisdom? Seika bends the conversation, asking if he happened to see a sheep at any point. Wait, what? Did we just shift from a crisis to a sheep interrogation? This is some next-level detective work. The sisters instantly lose their support for him, raising eyebrows and questioning whether Seika's caught on to his insanity like it's some contagious disease. And oh no, girl, don't drink the Kool-Aid. We need you to stay sane here. But our boy, feeling cornered and desperate for an explanation, admits that it's precisely after seeing a talking sheep that he started acting like some other guy. And the sisters, girls not wasting any time, this situation just escalated to emergency status. Our MC, still reeling from the revelation, is utterly confused about this sheep situation. Like, can we get a sheep translator in here? What's going on? Seika explains that the transforming object he saw wasn't just any ordinary sheep, it was a demon in disguise. Wait, what? This isn't just a farm, it's a supernatural showdown. Our MC's eyes widen in shock as the reality of her words sinks in. Suddenly, a massive amount of shady aura erupts from our boy's body, filling the room with an unsettling energy. Oh snap! Things just got a whole lot darker. Literally, Seika quickly tells the sisters that it's the enemy of the church, the demon lord Asmodeus. This isn't just a regular Tuesday at church anymore. And as the realization dawns on him, our MC understands that he's probably possessed by this demon. Great, just when he thought his life couldn't get any weirder, a physical manifestation of the exact being he saw in his dreams emerges from him, and the demon is revealed as Asmodeus, the demon lord of lust. Talk about a bad trip. This guy is about to turn Ishiki's world upside down. Asmodeus confirms with a sinister grin that he will teach the pleasures of the flesh and soul to Ishiki. Get ready for some seriously spicy lessons. Seika, desperate to save him, pleads with the demon to simply let Ishiki go. Well, there goes any hope for a calm resolution. Time to buckle up. Everyone. Asmodeus extends his unholy presence to the sisters, enveloping them in a wave of dark energy that causes them to feel the intense internal conflict between their sexual instincts and their chastity. This is like a chaotic tug of war. And let's just say it's not looking good for the holy side. The overwhelming sensations make their legs give out beneath them, leaving them utterly vulnerable. Well, that escalated quickly. Holy maidens meet the unholy intervention. Even Seika begins to feel the stirrings of sexual instinct, desperately trying to resist the alluring pull. Girl, you're fighting a losing battle against— Wow, talk about a demon with a flair for theatrics. This is some next-level trolling. Meanwhile, our boy is not immune to the chaos. As he imagines his dear crush wearing nothing but her birthday suit and getting wet, he starts losing an absurd amount of blood through his nose. Classic anime nosebleed moment. This is a one-way ticket to embarrassment city. Folks, the demon watches in delight, reveling in just how down bad our MC is. Honestly, Asmodeus is the ultimate hype man for the worst possible scenarios. The demon laughs with glee, reveling in the sight of humans succumbing to lust, especially the sisters, who pretend to be pure. Oh boy, hypocrisy just met its match in the form of a demon. And can you say irony Ishiki, coming to the conclusion that Asmodeus is just a huge pervert, wonders aloud why this demon wants him to commit felony charges and forfeit his comfy sleep on a fluffy bed in exchange for a cold jail cell. Seriously, what's the deal? Is this some twisted reality show we didn't sign up for? Asmodeus smirks and replies, it would make this boring manga's rating go through the roof seeing the fall of all these pure sisters into their ultimate lust. Or talk about a ratings boost. This is like a scandal waiting to happen. After mulling it over, Ishiki realizes that his heartfelt proposal to Seika has also been ruined by this demon's antics. What a way to crash the party. Thanks for the unsolicited chaos. Asmodeus, however, the demon argues that it's way better this way, letting him grab all the boobs he could never even begin to imagine if he committed to just Seika. Oh man, this demon really knows how to tempt a guy. Who needs monogamy when you can have a smorgasbord of options? Ishiki can't help but feel torn between his morals and the wild, chaotic allure of this new reality. Dude, you're standing at a crossroads that even the bravest anime protagonists would fear once again. Asmodeus fully corrupt our boy's conscience, attempting to pull him into his subversion of expectations from a usually wholesome genre. Who knew demons had such a flair for genre bending? This is like turning a cozy slice of life into a full-on horror show, seeing Ishiki's ungrateful attitude. The demon decides to up the ante, offering an outside stimulus that transforms the sisters who have invaded his personal space into an all-out clapping session. You've got to hand it to Asmodeus. He really knows how to throw a wild party. They rush to Ishiki, begging him to hold them and fulfill their uncontrollable urges. Talk about a harem gone rogue. This is less romance and more a chaotic free-for-all. As they start undressing, literally and figuratively, Ishiki finds himself drowning in all of their huge milkers. Can we talk about how lucky Ishiki is? A Tintin is beautiful. He's got a whole church of thick nuns potentially eyeing him as the ultimate harem protagonist. This is what dreams are made of, folks. Who needs fantasy when you've got a squad like this? This is the kind of predicament that would make any guy question his life choices, just when it seems like he's lost to the madness. Seika manages to partially snap them out of it, regaining their sense of morality. Go Seika. The voice of reason in this tsunami of chaos, she stands firm, a beacon of purity amidst the chaos, reminding everyone of the values they hold dear. Seika stands firm, reminding the sisters not to fall into lust. Look at her, the beacon of purity in this chaotic mess. Someone get her a medal, seeing her still in control. The demon tries to encourage her to use her body to excite our MC. It's classic demon tactics. If you can't win a man over with temptation, try to turn the saint into a sinner. Bold move. Asmodeus, this is truly an upstanding act of loyalty on her part, because you know Ishiki would definitely appreciate her contribution to the cause. I mean, who wouldn't want a devoted partner in this wild ride? That's the dream right there, but still, she refuses, letting him know she vows her loyalty to God. Go Seika. She's not just a pretty face, she's got her priorities straight. Yet, after the demon focuses his power on her, someone call a priest. Meanwhile, Ishiki manages to hold back his own temptation, surviving it by staring at the amulet, depicting a cute and innocent Seika. A real-life get-out-of-lust-free card. How charming. He lets the demon know he can't have it his way, which has the demon questioning if our MC even has a wiener, since he already has someone he loves and won't betray, regardless of how hot the other sisters are. And then I talk about loyalty. Ishiki is putting those thirsty boys to shame, but suddenly, Seika joins in, only wearing underwear, tightly grabbing him. Oh, this is a plot twist nobody saw coming. Is this a holy intervention or a help me? I'm falling? The moment she seemingly participates in this blatant act of betrayal in the broad daylight of their relationship as close friends, she, too, mentions that, although she wants to stay on the righteous path, she can't reject her natural desires and asks him to help her perform them. And just like that, the tension cranks up to 11, and when he says we might need a fire extinguisher for this scene, Ishiki realizes he doesn't stand to continue fighting against his urge if he's offered his ultimate dream by her, and in this specific outfit too. And the ultimate plot device, folks. It's like a treasure map leading straight to temptation. Their lips slowly close the distance. But just before we enter a different genre of manga, chains burst into the room, targeting the demon and restraining its freedom, severing all its influence on anyone. A plot twist alert. Just when you think it's all going to hell, here comes the dramatic rescue, regaining her composure and moral sense. Seika is absolutely flabbergasted at our MC, who's finally ready for their kiss. But instead, he just receives a nice smack. Ouch. The ultimate blue balls, folks. Seika's got that not on my watch energy. Meanwhile, the head sister walks into the room, appreciating her endurance against the demon lord. She's like the ultimate final boss, ready to show this demon who's really in charge. She attempts to perform an exorcism ritual on the demon, aiming to lock it back up in its cage like it was before. However, the demon interrupts her ritual and breaks free of the chains, casually charging straight into Ishiki like he's performing a typical Akasakai Kunjab revenge for snatching the scene and spotlight away from him. Without a talk about a dramatic entrance. This demon just leveled up from side character to main event. He wonders if the demon wants to hijack his physical body on top of this takeover of his mental conscience from before. Then after his brief transfiguration, it seems there's no visible difference between before and after the demon's Truck-kun impersonation, causing him to wonder if there has been no change at all. Plot twist: the real demon was just a lazy script writer all along, but the demon corrects this suspicion, saying he won't accept being sealed away and that, since the sisters would never restrain our innocent MC, he'll be able to restore his power using our MC's lewdness. Can you blame him? It's like finding the ultimate cheat code in retaliation. The head sister announces that they will introduce him to a true romantic relationship filled with love and affection instead of just physical pleasures. Now that's a twist. It's like trading in a wild night out for a cozy night in with a rom-com. The demon obviously can't accept that, signaling that he will change this manga's genre at every point possible. Genre change alert. Or get ready for a crossover event nobody asked for. Our boy, who by now probably wishes he just stayed home, and Tidu still wonders what any of this has to do with him, since he personally doesn't care about the elaborate plotline development for each member's unique motivation. He just hopes he doesn't get caught in the crossfire. A mood. Asiki is just here for the vibes, not the drama. Seika reassures him that she'll definitely save him, while the demon interprets her words as an inappropriate sexual hint, noting she's doing a great job seducing him, considering he's practically drooling already. Oh boy, looks like our MC is the main character in more ways than one.